Welcome to the sports update here on the Max Morning Show. My name is Mutala Yakubu. And CAF ADJMB Ivory Coast. It is the 25th CAF Ordinary General Assembly because so it precedes the Africa Cup of Nations. And Max TV afatu ye hon so say the audio now the assembly will bring you that one live. And my colleague Josiah Okokwe has filed this report.
Max TV will broadcast live the 45th CAF Ordinary General Assembly today, July 13th. Which will take place at the Sofitel Hotel in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. The Congress, which begins at 10 o'clock GMT local time, will see the most prominent football persons and stakeholders within the African football fraternity convene and discuss the incoming CAF general elections, which is set to take place later this year. CAF President Patrice Motsepe will be expected to give welcome remarks and also address the Assembly during the Congress, where he is expected to give a comprehensive report on his previous term in office and the upcoming elections. The Sofitel Hotel in Abidjan will also be housing some of the most famous names the sport has produced on the African continent. Notable African football legends who will be in attendance include Côte d'Ivoire's revered Didier Drogba, Senegal's El Hadji Diouf, and Togo's Emmanuel Adebayor, all amongst the creme de la creme to be present at the assembly. Other esteemed guests are JJ Okocha of Nigeria, Alexander Song of Cameroon, Wael Goma of Egypt, Asamoah Gyan of Ghana, Khalilou Fadija of Senegal, Jeremy Injitap, Cameroon, Hossein Kaja, Morocco, and Yuri Djokaev of France. Some key items anticipated to be big on the agenda include item number 5 on the list, addressed by the CAF president, item number 11, the report of the audit committee, as well as item number 15, the election of CAF Executive Committee members for the term 2023 to 2027. Other matters expected to be treated at the Assembly also include the official draw of the FIFA World Cup 2026 African Preliminaries Qualifiers, CAF Women's Champions League, and the Total Energies CAF African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023.
Big day for African football and all because so Ivory Coast and Max TV will be bringing you live feed from there from 10 a.m. and up here. So in some brain because if you say we are few hours time near sign a draw for the 2026 World Cup. No CAF say or draw now 9 groups. 9 groups no. What will be the first be our qualify called the 2026 World Cup, which will be hosted by US, Canada, and Mexico. Into 9 groups and this time Africa are more slot from 5. Now we have 9 representatives. In 9 groups, one will be the first in one qualify called World Cup, and we are hoping that the Black Stars would actually book a ticket. Then the Ghana National Football Philosophy was launched here in Accra. Now, GFA President and Technical Director of the Ghana Football Association, that is Mr. Bernard Lepebe, say we need to find an identity. Send your call Spain, or be in some tiki taka, or Italy, or be in say Catanasio, Brazil, it is Samba football. Yeah, the grow ball. So as America came when we are watching, so we need to go back and look at our identity. So the National Football Philosophy will bring us an identity blended with modern football and scientific approach.
If you see now a football match from 1990, 1980, you think you look at slow motion. So football changed dramatically, but still the powers of football, let's say Italy, Germany, they still have their essential characteristic of their football culture. The Germans are always still good organized, good structured, very disciplined. The Italian football, you see a lot of matches who end only 1-0 because they are almost unbreakable in the defense. And these are signs of their DNA, and we try to find out our DNA.
Today indeed marks a momentous epoch in the history of the Ghanaian game. Today, we are here to adore a critically important building block in our framework for fixing the fundamentals of our Ghanaian football. Never indeed in the history of our dear nation of ours has there been this thorough scientific treatment of our football, leading to the production of this very, very comprehensive publication that clearly identifies our football's characteristics, our strengths, our weaknesses, our values, our history, and puts forward a clear picture of our football's identity.
The Ghana football philosophy has been launched, which will bring us an identity. And I'm a Keti years ago, GFA president, then the Kasai. So Bernard Lepe, technical director of the GFA, and Sunia Kasai.
This is only for youth development, to go certain steps. And I think we touch all the technical pathway. It will be a comprehensive education. And I don't know, you cannot avoid this if a player comes from Italy to have a different education. But in the end, we want to work with the modern trends of football in a very modern way and build up a way from a child to an adult player and give him the right chance to train, to find the right talents and to educate them in a comprehensive way, age appropriate. This is the idea behind the DNA, nothing more.
As a football nation, it's very important for us to know who we are. It's very important for us to know what we want, how we want it, and what exactly we want. Okay, so as a football nation, it's important for us to know the kind of football we want to play, the kind of players we want to see, our maximum and optimum usage of our amazing technique, our attractive playing style, all being brought together in this book called the philosophy or the DNA of our game. I think that this is very, very important. It's something that we have been looking for so long. And once we have it, it behoves on all our national team coaches to really study who we are, what we want, and how we want it, and then to implement same. I know that people will love that we give our DNA a name, and that name will come through a special contest that we're going to put together, where Ghanaians will offer us names, and the best name obviously will be the name that we'll use. I know people love to hear agro, samba, catenaccio, etc., etc., tiki-taka, whatever. Ghanaians will be given the opportunity to name, so to give us a name to adapt for our DNA.
So let's see how this one will bear fruit. The Ghana football philosophy, as I said, we are adding science and blending it with modern football. And who say our national teams will start playing some wonderful football. The Black Queens are in Conakry to face Guinea. I know your first like qualifier of the 2024 Olympic Games are your Persia Kobin. And our Black Queens they've sped up their training section and they are looking to beat Guinea tomorrow. So there you see the likes of Doris Boudou in the 9 jersey. Actually, we are hoping so would come to the forefront and get us a win against Guinea. Real Madrid defender Antonio Rudiger on the Sierra Leone free. That's when I know there will be PMO Ghana talking about Ghana football, and he says that he's seen a lot of talent here. On him said most of them will be playing for the big sides in Europe.
In general, build facilities, build the system of football, and then so that those young boys can one day be in the best teams in Europe. So, but this comes all down to organization. So now we talk higher up. So that's why I don't know how the system goes here. But at the end of the day, still you see a lot of Ghanaian talents in Europe and around. So I think that's the goal. You cannot compare. This is a totally different step because you go from Africa to Europe. that's something I think completely different. You know, like me, I just left my home, but I was still in Germany. So, but for them, it's a new challenge. You know, weather, language, food, and everything. So it comes all like these guys, they're a bit tougher. So that's why for me, those guys, like, if they do it, they're mentally more stronger than I do, for example. I think a whole career is about chapter. You know, like there's phases in the career, and I think, to be honest, my way has been impressive, and yeah, I can be proud about that. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's simple because we belong here. So, like for example, my parents, they moved back. So they moved back to Sierra Leone, and so there's more and more interest into Africa, you know. So because in the schools we don't talk much about Africa. In Europe, it's more like they show the bad side of Africa. So, and me, I'm here to show the good side, because not everything you see on TV is true. Expectation is always high because first of all, I have high expectation of myself and of my teammates. So, and it's about down. We want to win the Champions League again. Of course, this is when you're at Real Madrid. This is the aim. This is the target, and we want to win everything. What is there?
Antonio Rudiger going back to Real Madrid for pre-season. I'll say Real Madrid will be winning the Champions League this year. Manchester United have started their pre-season and Mason Mount, but the first game at United, they beat Leeds 2-0 in friendly. So this is pre-season. Manchester United beating Leeds 2-0 Oslo. Most of the young guys in the free academy, you know, they were the ones playing. But Mason Mount was also in there. The likes of Rafael Varane, other stars, and they are expected to come by next week. FISA season now, proper in England, it starts on August 12. Let's do Wimbledon, because Tunisian player Ons Jabeur has got into the semi-final. So Daniel Medvedev and Sekoneni. So Daniel Medvedev and Ons Jabeur all qualifying to the next stage of the Wimbledon. It's getting interesting. 2.535 million is at stake for your budget Wimbledon. So let's see how that one will go. I'll bring you updates of that. Like I said, 10 a.m. will be crossing over to Ivory Coast for the General Assembly because so so a big one, and they'll be doing the draw for the World Cup, the 2026 World Cup, and African qualifiers now. On my and so Eddie account. My name is Mutala Yakubu. I go and leave you with joy and baby Dapa.